Hello everyone. This video today is going to be about how to choose your homeschool curriculum that is right for your family. If you are new to our channel, welcome, and we are trekking with the Castros, and I share everything from homeschool to family, and I bring you along on our travel adventures. If you haven't seen, our family is getting ready to travel to Italy, and we are going to try to share with you as much of that trip as we can, so stay tuned in a few weeks. If you are interested in coming along with us and you have enjoyed our videos so far, please consider subscribing so that you don't miss any future videos. So, today we're talking about how to choose the homeschool curriculum. And what I'm going to share with you is what works for our family and what I have found works best for me and for my kids when I am looking at curriculum. Now, keep in mind, this method that I'm using does not and will not work for everybody. And that does not mean that if you use different ideas and a different pathway to choose your curriculum that you are wrong. I'm just saying that this works for our family, and I think that these are good just overall tips for many people that are choosing curriculum or don't know where to begin and where to start. So with that in mind, let's jump in to how to choose a homeschool curriculum. I would say one of the biggest things to look for is, are you looking for an all-in-one inclusive curriculum that has all your subjects in it? Or are you just shopping and looking for a specific one curriculum? Because that can help really narrow down your search, because some of them, they kind of just come with everything. So sometimes you would be stuck with too much curriculum if you're only shopping for one thing, and I'm not sure that would be worth the money. So that is something to know, is what specifically are you looking for? Just one thing, like Apologia really does Bible and science, and you could also get Sunlight in My Father's World that encompasses everything. It's an all-in-one curriculum package. Yes, you can buy them separately, but it also is just an all-in-one kind of bulk deal. So that could narrow down your search options of what companies and places you want to look for. I think something else to look for when shopping for curriculum is, what is your child's learning style? Are they auditory? Are they kinesthetic? Are they visual? That's gonna vary greatly sometimes on the curriculum and how they teach. Certain curriculums also teach from a spiral method or a classical method or a traditional textbook and workbook method like Abeka, like that we, a lot of public schools use. So definitely there's different ways that the companies teach it, and you also need to be aware of how your child learns it. There's the spiral approach that some companies use, and then there is the mastery approach that other companies use. So I think that's going to really affect kind of, will your child even understand and learn what you're teaching them based on how it's taught? As well as some of the curriculum, do you want to be reading all your history? Or do you want to say, hey, no, I want to listen to it, and I'll throw in some read alouds here and there to supplement? All of these things, I think, are important to kind of just know sort of what is your vision, what is your goal for this homeschool year when you're shopping around for curriculum. Another thing is, are you looking for a family subject? Do you want to just teach one specific child this subject? Or do you want to try to lump in the oldest ones? Or do you want to lump in literally all of your children in this subject? That will work, I think, for a lot of different curriculums. I think you could kind of be flexible and do your own thing if you wanted to add kids or not. But some, like most history and geography and science stuff, some of them are really specifically designed to do like a one-room schoolhouse. You can kind of teach everyone. And like some math curriculums, you really just shop by grade, and you can't really add in multiple kids. So just knowing how many kids you would like to do and for which subject will help you narrow it down. I know like The Good and the Beautiful, and I'm trying to think. Now I can't think. Well, The Good and the Beautiful definitely does science units that you can use for your whole family, except you have to put them all together, and it takes a little bit of prep work. So, but they're still pretty good. I'd say another thing would be the price. How much do you want to spend? Because they have curriculum that is the most expensive, and then there's curriculum that is pretty relatively economical, and some of those you can even reuse. So what is your price point when shopping? Because they are definitely the common names that are a little bit more that comes with a higher price tag. So just knowing where you are and for how many kids you need to shop, which I think is why some of the family subjects are almost more economical, because you're not having to buy 2 or 3 sciences per each kid. You're just doing one and you're lopping it all in together, and that way that's one less thing you have to buy for each child. So price can be a pretty determining factor when looking at everything. And as well as the teacher site, the Teachers Pay Teachers, yes. That one is great. You can shop for supplemental worksheets and just fun things to do, and it's relatively inexpensive. So that's been a great resource that I've especially used for the younger, earlier years, for preschool and pre-K, and I've also gotten some addition and subtraction, additional worksheets to help when we were kind of in a struggle in some fraction stuff. So Teachers Pay Teachers is also a really good place that you can kind of shop to pull some things in if you need some extra help. And another thing that I already kind of said was, is your curriculum reusable? Do you want to be able to use it again? Or are you okay with just using it once, not having to mess with it, toss it, and just buy it again for the next child? That's completely, like I said, up to you. And we have a good mixture of both, to be honest. We have some that I keep for each year, and I keep them in separated tubs for subjects and grade levels. And then we have some that I just don't want to mess with, and we just throw it out, and it's inexpensive, and we just buy it again when the next child's ready for it. And another thing I would say is, do you want something that, or does your child need something that is black and white and to the point? And that will be like your math. There is nothing super exciting on these pages. It is just what the lesson is, no extra stuff, no distractions. It keeps her focused, and she does her math without other things. Yes, it also has a DVD with the teacher teaching, and I think it's wonderful, and we use it every week. She thinks it's exciting on Mondays when we start our new lesson. But it keeps her from just getting lost sometimes with all the other things on the page. Whereas our oldest daughter, she has a language arts program, and it is full of color and full of stuff. And she loves it. She can't get enough of it. It throws in geography as well. And she loves the beautiful artwork and the scenery and learning about other places. And it works for her. She doesn't get distracted. She's totally in love. So personalities, I think, do play a part in some of the curriculum that you're choosing. Do you need something to help them stay on track and stay focused and not get distracted? Or are they okay with a little bit more extra colors and images on the page and extra text that won't make it feel overwhelming to look at visually. And I think that will play a big part in it, as well as nobody wants their kid to feel frustrated because there's so much going on the page and they're just overwhelmed and they're frustrated, because then it will make you frustrated. And it hurts your heart to see your child so frustrated over something so simple. And sometimes it's okay to scratch that curriculum mid-year or a quarter into the year and just start with something different if that's what your child needs. That is the beauty of homeschool. And so don't feel that just because you have already gotten your curriculum for the year, you can't change it midway through. Do what works for your child. That will, yes, it is important to teach them that you have to push through sometimes and finish the year on some things. But if they are severely struggling and they are just in tears, or they are so frustrated they can't communicate, and it's really taking away the love and the joy of homeschool with your family and other kids, it's okay to change it. It is. And we've had to learn to do that as well sometimes. So I would say my last other thing would be, how long has the curriculum been around? Has it been around for many, many years? And maybe there's a ton of reviews online or YouTube videos online of people's takeaways and the pros and the cons of each curriculum that you could really see if maybe it would be a good fit. While all those are good, sometimes you just don't know until you get it in your house and in your hands with your family. But some things that have been around really kind of speak to, does this method work? Is this good curriculum? And some things that are new, they're good too. And sometimes they're just the new trend and they will wash out and they won't work for your families, or they'll have to go through a lot of changes to really get to be where they are. And that's okay. Not saying that does not work. Just saying sometimes the newest trend might not always be the best fit. Sometimes having new things are great, and sometimes having new things feel great at the beginning and turn out to maybe not be so great. And we've had a few of those where I said, dang, stayed with what we knew worked and what has worked for many, many, many years, even before I started schooling our kids. So with that being said, I think these are probably the most important tips and useful tips that we use when I am looking for our next year's curriculum. And we keep with some things now, and some things every year I'm like, okay, we got to change this up. Didn't really work. And then we have our kind of staples that we have kind of begun to kind of keep. So be open-minded and really just be aware of your kids, their needs, their learning styles, and also of it's important of what mom likes. If mom doesn't like science experiments, mom does not like arts and crafts, it's going to be hard to do a curriculum with a ton of them in there. You also need to try to stay to something that you like. Have a higher success for you and the kids if you choose something that you also like, because you will also want to do it. If you get a curriculum that's full of stuff that is just not in your fiber and being of who you are, you're less likely to finish the curriculum or to do all the fun things. And at the end of the day, the kids are the one that kind of miss out on that. So I've learned that the hard way. Also pick something that you have an interest in and that you know you could teach well and that you agree with. Make sure the curriculum is something you agree with. Is the company have values and morals and beliefs that you stand behind? Those are important too. So I hope that all of these topics and tips and things will be useful when you are going into looking for your homeschool curriculum. If you have any others, please drop them in the comment section below. Please subscribe if you are enjoying the videos, or if you want to hear specifically about a specific curriculum or more in depth about something, please shoot it in the comment section below. I'd love to do that, and we will see you next video. Bye.